Welcome back to our quest to see if we can make a golf commentator a competent golfer. It is #Break80, the quest to get myself, Sam Hargreaves, into a single-figure golfer. The man who's tasked with doing it, the unenviable task, is the coach extraordinaire himself, Mick Moore. We're at Rossdale again, thanks to Callaway and Travis Matthew. All right, Mick, so we've been through putter all the way up to driver and all the way back down again when the new clubs arrived, the Callaway Elite range. And now we're going out on course, and maybe the most important part of golf is
course management, mate. Yeah, 101.
So what does that entail? When we say course management, what does that mean?
Yeah, so today we're going to have a look at your pre-shot routine, effectively everything that you're thinking about upstairs. So everything that we're thinking about upstairs and how that actually transitions into executing the shot. So because we can think so technically, we've worked on all your technique stuff, and the biggest challenge is taking that technique from the range and delivering it on course. So that's what we're going to do today.
Beautiful, let's get stuck in. So what have we got here?
Par 4, so we're on the hardest hole at Rossdale. Great one to start.
Great way to start.
Yeah, nice easy one. Strokes a little bit to the left. We're going to aim for the big light tower down the far end there, and yeah, we're hitting just a tiny little fade at the moment. So at the light tower, just peeling into the middle of the fairway will be what we want.
And what we want to sort of start to do with every shot that we play is get up there, pick the shot you want to take, the shot you want to play, have the one practice swing, address the ball, play the shot, rather than standing over the ball like I always do and letting so much head noise go on that I need those noise cancelling headphones inside my mind. Get it all out here before you swing.
Definitely. And we'll talk about that today. Like there's a part where we're walking up to the ball, like 50 metres before we get to the ball, what we actually start to think about. We start looking at the wind, where the pin is, where we want to potentially miss and all that sort of stuff, mate. So there's a lot that actually happens before we actually get to that shot.
All right, so a little bit of Matty Lloyd here. No, didn't see where that went, but the wind's coming behind us, so we might
right
get a
shoulder.
bit of extra carry off the right shoulder. So I'm aiming at that far light tower, teed up to the right-hand side. Now just got to play the shot.
That was how it's done, mate. I always like to try and pick out like a really small target. So even though we're aiming for the big gum tree down the back, I would actually go up to the top of it and see like the tiny bit that comes out. So it's the old thing, aim small, miss small.
Yep.
So instead of aiming for the big tree, really narrowing your focus down. And kind of like when you see, how you see the flight tracker and all that sort of stuff. This is starting to get into the mental realms, mate. So when I have my practice swing, so I'll be here, I'll have my practice swing, and after I've had my practice swing, I'll actually try and visualise, the flight of the ball through the air and all that sort of stuff, so to start really honing into your target.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
So after that first drive, so this one here, when you come up and you address the ball, your waggle, all that sort of stuff looked great, but it'd be great if you could do your waggle when you're up here looking at your target a bit more, and then when your eyes come back to the ball, effectively just pulling the trigger, so not spending too much time looking down to the ground. Good. Nice. That's it. Closer, buddy. So if we look at the difference there between that one and the last one, just purely from purely from a mental side, you got more engaged with up there rather than down here.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And now taking that a little bit further, like if I was going to hit this shot, mate, so I'd going to come up to it, club face down, I look at my target, I get my feet set, and then, so I'm really getting into my target here, like I'm doing my waggle, looking at my target, eyes back to the ball, and then effectively pulling the trigger where, because we've worked so technically on a lot of stuff, even then, because we've worked a lot on your path on the way back and stuff, not whipping it in, you can see yourself with your eyes you know, watching that club on the way back, where it's just taken it to another level now, and the trust factor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just trusting that the work we've done is the
Yeah.
work we've
So
done.
now it's all about trusting what we've done on the range and just letting it go out here. 200 odd metres. I think the wind's hurting it a little bit actually. So hurting off the right hand side. So yeah, it's a good 200 I reckon. But
So
yeah.
maybe it's a 3 wood.
Yeah. Shot shape with your 3 wood at the moment.
Inconsistent.
Inconsistent. It's okay. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah. So if we look at this gear, mate, so the pin's kind of pretty much in the centre. So if we look at where we want to miss it, like to be completely honest, like a front right miss here is okay.
Yeah.
So if you could hit something, you know, 180, 190 mark, that's actually going to be okay. Right, that's usually like an easy chip up the green. So if we look at starting line, if we are turning it over a little bit, when we go to our aim small sort of analogy, mate, you know, the trunk of that gum tree, which is just on the right hand side of the green there.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so go through it, have your practice swing, and just try and feel a little bit, I guess, a bit smoother with your rhythm over the top of it, and just try and get more engaged with your target down there. So with this one here, so with your 3 wood, yes, ball position goes a little bit further forward, but we want to try and avoid his ball positions forward, mate. Our shoulders can sometimes get a bit like this, so shoulders too low. So we want to feel like we're going to be just more on top of it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that'll help you get down on it. So even though it is 3 wood, we still want to feel like we're getting a little bit of a descending roll on it. You don't need your hands pressed as far forward on this one, mate, I guess you'd say.
Just Healy. Yeah.
Just necked it just a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's all right.
The miss wasn't bad.
No, not at all. So looking at this shot here, you've got a little pitch shot. Would you zap it, or what would you usually do, mate? Or you just go by feel?
Oh, I'd zap it.
Definitely, yeah.
I'd zap it and then try to do the maths.
100%. So it's always good. I would do exactly the same, mate. Zap it, so you've got your distance. Then you can work out your landing zone where we actually want to land it. Yep.
So I'd look at that line and go, I think I could play 60 here, but given it's a colder day, given that it's had a bit of rain, it's going to be a bit softer underfoot, I'd probably use the 50 or the 56.
I reckon 56 is good.
Yeah.
56, especially for this one, mate. Like 60, 100% you could use your 60, but you don't really need to get this one up high or anything like that. And because we've got 30 metres, it's really just picking your spot, you know, probably trying to land it at like 20 odd, I guess you would say. So land it at 20, let it chase out about the 10.
Yeah.
And it all, it all comes down to time on the course, and if your playing partners are mucking around and you've got a bit of time, but you see like a dark patch on the green just up here. Yeah, so where the ridge is, I just want to try and land it. You can see that dark patch right there quite easily. That's about your 20. Yeah. I'll probably... Grip looks better there, mate. That's all right. Good. Yeah, so you want to feel like your body's moving. So, and this is not getting, we don't get into technique too much. So we want to feel like we're going to land on our 20 spot. We want to keep our body moving, but then we just need that degree of softness in our hands and our arms, mate, and just to get that natural thrust.
Oh, Sam.
It's all good. Just whipped it in on the inside really quickly, mate, that one. That's better. Yeah. So I reckon think about a little bit of softness in your hands, mate, for grip pressure wise. I don't reckon you need to grip down on it too much, buddy. So if you look at that last shot,
Yeah.
you know, the more we grip down on it, the more you're going to have to try and feel like you get down lower. Just grip it at the actual length.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Ken. And then for 2 seconds, so get into your setup. And just touch on technique a little bit. So get into setup, and then just do your backswing again for us.
Yeah, I was probably behind.
Yeah. So your first one, you kind of just went straight in. Yeah.
Straight to the back pocket.
Yeah, it was, buddy. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's better.
Yeah. 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 All right. What are you thinking, mate?
Well, course management wise, clean the ball.
Good. Good.
I think it starts off. It's an uphill putt.
Yep. Slightly up.
Yeah, it breaks a little right to left.
Yep.
Probably not, you probably a cup.
Yep.
I think a cup right.
Even from this distance, mate, I like what we spoke about last lesson. I like kind of just doing it like a little quick. So 2, 3, so 4. So we've got a 4 metre putt here. 4 metre putt, slightly uphill. You know, coming down to the left ever so slightly. And so same as what we've been speaking about with the driver, the old aim small, miss small, mate. So see that little bit of crap just there.
Yep.
A little bit of white. Yep.
It does break more early.
Yeah.
So I have to sort of factor that in as well.
Yep.
On.
You know, another funny thing though, that's where you lined your lines up.
Yeah.
So exactly where you lined your lines up is exactly where you hit it. Yeah. Well, you just had them too far to the right, mate. So you'd actually lined it up. Yeah, like a foot right rather than just a hole to the right. There was some interesting stuff done on reading the other day on like people lining the ball up and
Yeah.
does it actually help? So if we're playing for our little baby fade here, see the grey, it might be even dead tree straight down there.
That's what I was thinking.
Straight there, so tee it up to the just right of centre.
Yep.
The great thing with teeing right is you can actually, you know, you can then move your focus. You can actually hit it a little bit further out to the left, if that makes sense. So you're giving yourself more margin for error. So you're teeing it up on the right.
Yep.
So it's sort of aiming left, and then you can just peel it back.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so same thing. Let's focus just on your routine. Let's really get engaged with your target. So have your practice swing. So your practice swing's all about trying to feel the shot that we want to play. You can think a little bit technically in this space. All right, this is this space here. You can think a little bit technically. Once you step over, we're going to call it this line here.
Yep.
We're now getting into the hitting area, okay? Where I just want you to think more target. All right. So you think a bit technique here, but then once you step over that, I want you thinking just about your target. All right.
Middle of it.
Good. So get your posture, get your grip, set your club face. Now build your stance around your club face. Good, mate. You know, get your waggle, get engaged with your target. It's close, buddy. Just a tiny bit heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hit one more?
Yeah, for sure.
But I see what you're talking about. Like, it makes sense.
So even like that one then, to be critical of it,
Because
when you probably did an extra, you know, you did an extra one or two of those than you actually needed to.
Yep. I played about heritage with Lynchy the other day.
Yeah.
Talking about this podcast we want to do.
Nice.
And he just, after the end, because he's very respectful that I'm working with you, and he goes, the last hole of the day, let me do my last drive of the day. He goes, how much shit are you thinking over the ball? Like, he goes, I can see you. Like, I can see the wheels. He said, same thing as you. He said, do all that back here.
Yeah.
Like, do all your thinking back here. And then when you just go up there, just address the thing. I mean, I haven't been able to.
Nah, but that's it.
I'm so worried about not getting something wrong.
But that's a learning curve, mate. So at some point you've got to trust the work that you've done, and that's why last lesson we spoke about, you know, how many times you're getting down to the range and doing the range sessions.
Which I have been going more.
Yeah, and so now it's good. So you're getting down to the range. Now looking at you today, I reckon a bit more short game work for you, mate. Yeah, short game work, because then we can work on all those little, you know, club paths and all that sort of stuff for you. All right. So let's get engaged with that target. Dead tree down there.
Dead tree.
Let's smooth out that routine. So club face down. I'll talk you through this one. Set your stance. Little waggle looking up at your target. And then when your eyes come back, just pull the trigger. Much better strike, eh?
Yeah.
And that for you probably felt super quick.
Yeah.
Like you felt like you spent no time over it.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah, a little. I mean, it drew a little, but I'm in a good spot. I got a good look.
Yeah, good.
Mate, that's such a difference. That felt. So back here, I felt all the things I normally feel.
Yeah.
With almost like an anxiety, like make sure you do this, make sure have you got your weight forward, have you got everything like this. Sure. So trying to get all those things out here, like.
But that's where if you can get more into your target, you start to forget about the technique side of things. And you start to really just think about, you know, hitting it down there.
So the idea that trust the work we've done. Yep. To know that I know it enough. Yeah. And then it's all about where the ball's going to go.
Definitely.
That almost feels like a freeing.
It is.
I feel like a weight has been lifted.
And you got to swing with freedom. And when you get elite at this, you'll be just swinging and you won't be worried about the result. And that's the biggest thing at the moment. We're so worried about the result. You're like, oh shit, I need to get the club here. I need to move like this. Mixed time with a turn. So you've got like 500 things going on where you've just got to get up there and let it go. Swing with freedom.
You know, every good coach has to have faith in the player that they're coaching. Did you hear that Mick said, when you get elite? It's a good man right there.
I see that shot there, mate, and you turned it over just a little bit. Yep. I feel like your body's starting to move a lot better. So even though you said you have been playing that little fade and stuff, I feel like when you start getting that shot shape, you're actually starting to play some good golf. That's when you're actually playing. You'll start playing your best golf for sure. And I felt good. So we look at this shot here, 155, back into a bit of breeze, pins up the back. You can't go long here. Long's cooked. Yeah. All right. So 155. It's a bit cold today too.
Yeah.
Pin up the back. I'd be comfortable with saying you can hit your 160 club. All right.
Yeah.
Just because
that should be my 6 iron, but I've just got a feeling it could be a little short today.
I think so. Yeah.
So I'm wondering whether it's the 5 hybrid.
You could take a little bit off your 5 hybrid.
Take a little bit off the 5 hybrid.
Go a little bit off your 5 hybrid, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just purely because there's a big difference, mate, between golf that we were playing 2 months ago with warmer temperatures like mid-20s, high 20s, getting into the 30s, and the ball really kind of starting to spring off the face to now we're hitting white rocks, really. There's no jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no jump. The only jump we're getting is off the new face, the 10 points of contact. All right. So let's work on what we just did there, mate, on the last tee. Let's just try and smooth out this routine. Really get engaged with your target. Are we going baby fade here, mate, or what are we up to?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
think
cool. And to be completely honest, so if we have a look, and we'll get
you can miss left.
100% you can. So see that little tree, which is like 10 feet left of the pin?
That's what I'm thinking.
Just aim at the twig, like aim at that little branch. Really
Branch
focus
on
into
the
that little
right?
branch. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good job. So club down, build your stance around your club face. Good. And now get your waggle, engage with your target. Good. Eyes back and pull when you're ready. Oh, Sammy.
Oh, just a little long.
You didn't take a bit off it.
I didn't take a bit off it.
You bumped it.
It was probably a full swing, wasn't it? And I just needed a little bit left.
Nutted it. Absolutely nutted it though.
But
Good execution, great shot.
yeah,
We'll go and get it up and down.
all right.
So we've missed long, buddy. I told you long was tough.
You told me long was dead, and in fairness, I didn't take enough off it.
Yeah.
The contact was really good. It probably needed just a 2 feet less, and it would have probably stayed up. But
Yeah.
anyway, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Now, what are we doing here?
It's entirely up to you. If we had to make par,
We had to make par.
yeah,
Which we do.
yeah, okay. I think we've got to go vertical.
Yep.
All right, so you can look, if this wasn't long grass through here,
Yeah.
I'd just pull putter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'd pull putter, but putter's just not going to get through that. You could try like your hybrid or something like that.
Putt the hybrid.
Yeah, which we might give that a go in a sec.
We
but-
might.
We might. But let's go, looking at that lie, if you grab your 60, it looks soft.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to generally kick it with my feet, but you'd be able to get the same feedback if you came over, and this is where, you know, getting your club and having a few practice swings can actually tell you a little bit about the ground. So if you have a practice swing, say there, which is very similar to here, you'll see how it's just going to break up. So have a swing, mate, and just feel it. So this shot here, I would nearly try and play it a bit like a bunker shot. Yeah, so open it up.
Yep.
And feel like I'm going to, you know, hit just behind it. Because I reckon if you, like that, see how it's just breaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. So the danger here is the thin, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, but I feel if you stay aggressive with it and make sure you catch ground, so really, we haven't done any bunkers actually, mate, but feel like you get that pressure forward. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
But it's going to fly further. So because if we think about a bunker shot, the club's generally going through the sand.
Yep.
This isn't going to go through it as much. So we're playing it like a bunker shot, but we don't need as much power behind it.
All right.
All right.
Sit back here.
Yep. Lovely. I like that. Good. Just make sure you get down to it. I'd grip it at full length too, buddy, I reckon. Yeah.
Too much.
Wasn't far away though.
Just got the edge, didn't it?
Yep. Yep. But yeah, your contact, and so we look at that. Yes, we caught probably just a little bit close to the ball, but the lie actually did everything that we spoke about. See how it really broke up when we went through it. Just a matter of interest, grab your hybrid. So we're just going to play this, as you know, mate, just play it a bit like a putt. So there's a little bit of a feel component, but I think I did like your 60 the way we went there. Played a little bit more forward so it gets a little bit more air time. And you're going to have to give it a bit because the first bounce is going to be in there somewhere, I reckon. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough one. That's why I don't even think. That's why I wanted to try the hybrid,
Yeah.
just to see what would happen.
But I think if you do, like, if you really gave that something.
No, but see how it's landing into that shit.
Yeah, so it's just not going to go anywhere.
No.
Yeah. So I think the 60 was the right option.
And then you're off the front.
Yeah.